With Reels being the #1 way to grow on Instagram right now, I figured let's just take a look at some of the best performing ones and some of the bad performing ones as well, analyze them, deconstruct them, and let's just take a look why they actually blew up or not. So you can actually replicate them, finally blow up, so you don't have to come crying to me in my DMs like a baby and load it all off on me. Personally, it seems like. By the way, I checked his content, 0 out of 10. Okay, I get it. It's a photography thing. Obviously, this caters to a very specific audience. Yeah, people who are into photography. The algorithm ideally knows that. So I am, generally interested in that. This is why the algorithm shows me that. And let's take a look at the hook, because in case you don't know that, the hook being the most important part of a reel. Ideally the first few seconds. So let's take a look what he does for the hook. Right. So immediately when people see this, when they scroll through there, they see somebody sitting there with some really nice background. So it's highly visual from the beginning. You always have to think about the brain. How does the brain react, especially with those short form videos? Sort of brain hacking is actually the way to go if you think about it. But, first of all, I see this great location. Then I see a guy sitting there with those goggles, and people who know what's up. Let me just, it's getting hot in here. And people who know what's up, now I missed this shit. By the way, on TikTok, you can already scroll back on some of those TikToks. Not with Reels, because we always need 2 months to actually copy things over or more. Right, Muziri?
I don't know how to begin to wrap my head around what's going on.
But yeah, the goggles, they cater to a very specific audience, people who know what's up, people who know this is a POV drone. Then, right after we see that, there's text slowly coming in, and this I think is also important in this case, because the brain always needs processing power, and if text is rolling through the image, it's a little more powerful because it just occupies the brain without overloading it too much. In case you remember this video where I talked about this. But, people who are generally into, those things, photography, POV, drone stuff, are already hooked in. And then, right when the brain is about to, again, try to process what's about to happen, there's a cut. And the awesome POV shot. Lots of fast-paced cuts there. Highly visual, and there's nothing else. Actually, the whole reel just consists of, this is a hook. These are hooks all over again, flying through Madeira. And as we can see, this is by far the most watched reel on this channel. The other ones have generally less. Let's take a look at another one and see why maybe this is not doing so well. Yeah, if you take a look at this one, it takes slightly too long to get into it. One drone, too long, just too long. 125 photos, not really a hook. Interesting, but is it really interesting? Does it really stand out? There's just a little bit of those 100 million drone photos and stuff like this. So yeah, obviously in this case, the hooks are the thing right there.
Stop being afraid to post shitty content. Who cares? It does not matter what you post. Just put something out there and let it speak.
But this is actually perfect, man. Okay, this is a perfect reel. I just have to tell you how it is. It is a perfect reel. It hooks you in immediately. It has facial expressions. It is funny. It has some actor vibes in there, and it has audio effects, to go along with that. And it just is so fast paced. It just cuts back and forth. Plus, at the end, there's a call to action to read the caption. It doesn't matter what you post, but and above the fold, this call to action is actually amplified, if you ask me, because you're like, okay, read the caption, okay, but there's still some sort of barrier. Lots of people are like, okay, I don't know if I want that, but they read above the fold. It doesn't matter what you post, but, and now comes the curiosity part about the brain. The brain's like, I just want to know. So the read the caption, giving this account way more content view time, and it's awesome, man. I just have to like this one. Yeah. Seems like I'm just targeted by the algorithm. And if you take a look at the hook, every photographer before going to bed, the quality is actually pretty good of the whole video. This is another red line that you're gonna see with most. I'm not saying all of them, but most of good, well-performing reels. Quality is just top notch. There's some examples, but yeah. Every photographer before going to bed, and the first thing is seeing a lens that you want to buy. Obviously, you can see right from the first second this is an Amazon page or some selling page where you can buy stuff. So it actually evokes some emotions. It actually gets people to identify with this right from the beginning, right from zero, from point zero. And it's a little funny, and you know, people just can't identify with this. This is why this reel actually did better. Again, let's take a look again. And as we can see, yeah, this is almost the most watched reel. He's doing pretty good. Stranger, wow, your camera takes really good photos. Yeah, also, it's some sort of a tutorial kind of thing. You know, it's speaking. He's directly speaking to the audience, you know? You're scrolling through. You were probably in a photography mood because the algorithm recognizes that while you're watching. It really tracks what you like, what you say, what you comment on. And then, you know, there's this guy, stranger, wow, your camera takes really good photos. You're like, huh? Again, the stopping thing just pisses me off. Breathe. Serenity now. Cuts really come at a perfect time. Usually you're going to see that cuts are slightly before you would expect them. Just slightly before it. So the brain has no chance of actually trying to abandon that. You kind of have to know that the brain's always looking for ways to exit out of this. Don't ask me why. The brain's just like that. Probably because there's information overload on the internet. But by slightly having every cut a little bit before you expect it, you can kind of counter that. And then, you know, there's a plot twist at the end. This is what also does really well on Reels, you know, setting expectations, you know, kind of keeping them interested throughout the video, and then just breaking those expectations right at the end. Yeah, so shareability is there, watchability is there to watch it through. Yeah, and it's a great video. Wow. Yeah. Another reason why things like that work, let me tell you this with regards to the algorithm, right? Algorithm, you might know that from other videos, but algorithm favors content view time. The longer people stay on the platform, better. You probably know that. And, you know, reels that hook and that keep people hooked are actually the best ones. And here, you know, with those revealing things, with those, this is sort of a work in progress kind of reel, if you ask me. Because you can see the behind the scenes, you can see both things. The screen is filled out, and immediately at second one, at second zero, you're drawn in again. And this is one thing that I want you to know, that I want you to write behind your ears, for real though. You have to hook people in from point zero. The game is already lost if nothing happens at second zero. I actually have no idea why this didn't perform better.
This filter shows the celebrity you look like.
Yeah, things like that are just interesting for certain people. However, I have got to say with reels like this generally, there's a little bit of a luck and element involved. I have to say that because it doesn't really give value. It doesn't really do anything for the viewer. And this is another thing that you generally have to take care of. Always relate them to the person who's watching. This obviously doesn't have any benefit for the consumer other than, they're just curious. I want to see, again, revealing there's some sort of tension, curiosity in there. Who is it gonna be with her? This is why these things really work out. However, like I said, with those things, it's more like a hit or miss, usually some luck element. Plus, and this is what we saw in some other posts of the Instagram creators or Maziri or somebody, hinted towards that. The algorithm also likes it if people click the audio and get inspired to create their own reel. And I'm pretty sure the same thing is true for these games and effects that are there. However, I want to know who I look like right now. Okay, I just leave that out there. But let's get a little bit more into niche-ish kind of content. How-to content, stuff like this, to attract a certain kind of audience. Engagement down lately. Here are 8 things you can do to help boost it. Probably they talk about Instagram. Want to boost your engagement? Obviously, very interesting because lots of people have engagement issues on Instagram. So hook is there, again, right from the beginning. And then, obviously, things are happening fast again, keeping the brain occupied. And people like me, they just stop it there. And sometimes the system is just a pain in the ass to actually stop when you have to stop it. But it's actually sort of good for the creator right now because if you miss it and then you go too far, then you sort of wait again till it plays through again. to stop it at the right point. See, again, so I already have 4 plays. So good for the algorithm. She has a caption where she actually talks a little bit more about this and has a call to action in the caption to save this, which probably also did a lot of, good things for that one. Okay, and there she is again. And this is the algorithm at play right now. You can see it in front of your eyes. I was looking at it a little longer, probably. I gave her the right metrics because I watched it through a few times. There she goes. She's here again with 5,000 likes. How to triple your Reels views, right? This is how it works, man. Maya, Nicole. Okay, there you go. And this is sort of a dancey thing. You don't have to dance. Lots of people ask me, do I have to dance? I don't want to Reels, Dominic. I don't want to dance. You don't have to dance. You can, but you don't have to. And again, like with all of those Reels, hook is there. Homeschooling myths. Obviously, she targets some very specific people, I guess. Which was the one that we just watched. This is a great feature, by the way, so we can see. Again, by far, the biggest one she did. Homeschooling 2 boys, renovating an old Boy Scout. Right, so see, she positioned herself. I think people identify with her immediately, who were into those things. And I'm sure, on the other hand, she is pushing lots of people off. We're like, I don't know, I'm not into that, but this is exactly what you want. You want to set yourself up so that a very specific subgroup of people actually is into you, and not everybody. Okay, this is another cool hack, if you ask me. Content ideas for this trending audio in caption, right? First of all, if you remember, if you inspire other people to click on this button to use audio or save the audio, bonus points for her, because she incentivized me to stay on the platform, first of all, and create on the platform, which is a plus for the platform as a whole, because then it can sell a lot more advertising space and stuff like this. In this case, there's a call to action, right as the hook, and there's actually something to read. It's like a whole tutorial what you can create with this audio, giving her more content time. And if you read through that, in the back you can see her video just playing over and over again, which counts towards her algorithm rating. Okay, I get it. Okay, it's those wrist thing videos that generally perform well. Wrist watch up north from Norway, has some okayish pictures. Okayish, I just say. But generally, probably they did the Reels challenge. Probably not. Probably you've never heard about me. Sad. But they probably thought, well, lots of other accounts do the same. Let me do one of those videos that they all do. But here's why this is not doing, it's doing okay with 100 likes. First of all, the quality, right? Quality, kind of darkish. Takes a little bit too long. There's like 2 seconds until it actually 3, 4, 5, anticipation, I get it. The elements are there, the elements of a performing reel, anticipation, curiosity, and all of these things. It just takes too long to get into it. Plus, I don't think it's a visually pleasing image, with those puffy sleeves, slightly out of focus in the beginning. Also, the algorithm just doesn't like that. And this -3 degrees at the corner almost gets cut off at the edge. Yeah, this is why it doesn't have any comments yet. So, and plus there's no caption and nothing. So lots of potential there, I guess. If you enjoyed the constructions of this, I have a brand new program about Reels coming out. Actually today, down below is the link. If not, and if you want more other strategies to get into Reels and blow up with your Reels, here is actually a video that might be super beneficial to you.